Right now, a supercomputer in Washington state is deciding how much you will pay for rent, how much a gallon of gas costs, and whether your 401k lives or dies. Its name is Aladdin. It manages $21 trillion in assets, making it the most powerful economic force in human history. But its real power is not money. Its power is social engineering. In dark psychology, this is how you control a population without them ever knowing. Aladdin does not just predict the market, it creates the market. By weaponizing your own cognitive biases, it forces you to sell at the bottom and buy at the peak by feeding your lizard brain exactly what it fears most. To the system, you are not a human being with a soul. You are a variable in an equation. And here is the brutal, dark logic of the 21st century. If you are predictable, you are food. You feel the squeeze every day. The rising rents, the disappearing middle class. It is not chaos. It is a managed procedure. But what if you became the one thing an algorithm cannot compute? What if you became the glitch that stops the machine? Today, we are going to learn how to disappear from the radar. We are moving from being a victim of the algorithm to becoming a strategic player in the shadows. You think you have the freedom to choose where to live or what to buy. That is a total illusion. Look at the RealPage scandal. This algorithm tells landlords across the entire United States to raise rent simultaneously. It creates an artificial cartel, a digital monopoly that forces you into a corner where your only choice is to pay more or lose your home. Aladdin and algorithms like it have turned housing from a human necessity into a high-yield asset. This is the scarcity trap. It is not just about money. It is about the architecture of your choices. The system doesn't need to chain you. It just needs to limit your options until you choose exactly what they want you to choose. Robert Cialdini, the master of influence, proved that humans fear loss significantly more than they value gain. Aladdin weaponizes this biology. It uses complex algorithmic trading to create the illusion of vanishing liquidity. When you see your portfolio bleeding red on a screen, and the news headlines are screaming about a total market collapse, your ancient lizard brain takes over. You think you are seeing chaos, but for the AI, it is a perfectly managed procedure. It is designed to suck assets out of weak hands. Anyone who reacts with raw emotion. As Morgan Housel famously said, good investing is not about making brilliant decisions. It is about not panicking when everyone else is. But the system is specifically engineered to make you panic. It builds a shadow profile of your psychological open wounds. If you fear poverty, the algorithm feeds you risky crypto scams and get-rich-quick schemes. If you crave status, it sells you luxury debt and lifestyle inflation. Most people are just biological machines, issuing predictable responses to these external digital stimuli. Aladdin knows this better than you know yourself. Your brain is the interface, and your emotions are the code they are rewriting every single day. If you react instantly to a notification, a price drop, or a scary headline, you are no longer a person. You are a data point. You are behaving like a child, waiting for a corporate parent to tell you what to do next. To win, you must break that cycle. You have to move from being a victim of the scarcity trap to becoming a ghost in their machine, a variable they can no longer predict. To beat a god that sees everything, you must become absolutely unreadable. This is ambiguity armor. Algorithms eat data. And to survive, you must starve them. Step 1. Starve the machine. Use physical cash for at least 30% of your daily expenses. Every single credit card swipe, every digital tap, is a vote for your own predictability. By using physical currency, you fundamentally change your consumer profile in the deep databases. If the machine cannot categorize your small vices, your daily habits, and your private movements, it cannot price your future. It cannot calculate your insurance rates. It cannot judge your creditworthiness. And most importantly, it cannot manipulate your next move with a targeted notification. You are depriving the AI of the very lifeblood it needs to control you, which is raw, granular data. Step 2. The high-stakes pivot. Aladdin dominates the public markets, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the massive real estate investment trusts that own your entire neighborhood. Everything in those markets is digitized, indexed, and trackable via PEI in real time. To become a glitch in their system, you must move your capital into the blind zones. We are not talking about buying a painting as a little side hobby. We are talking about local syndicates and private equity. Direct investments in small, real-world businesses that the algorithm cannot see. Local factories, auto shops, or regional coffee chains, funded through private debt notes. Here is the dark logic of the 21st century. These assets cannot be shorted with a single click in an app. They exist in a field of personal trust and physical presence that I cannot measure and cannot compute. Aladdin might see the Starbucks stock crashing globally, but it has no idea that your local coffee chain is thriving because you own the physical equipment, the real estate, and a lease secured by a handshake. This extends to physical hard assets, agricultural land, owned directly, not through a paper fund or a right, antique collectibles, and physical precious metals held in your own hands. If an asset has no digital twin, the system cannot use it to create artificial scarcity against you. When the algorithm sucks the liquidity out of the market, those holding physical rights to water, or land, or gold, are standing safely outside the blessed zone. This is not just investing. This is deserting the system entirely and taking your wealth with you into the shadows. Step 3. Strategic delay. This is your most powerful weapon against a high-frequency enemy. Never, ever react to an urgent notification or a sudden market spike. In the age of high-frequency trading, speed is the trap they set for you. The system is designed to trigger a biological response in milliseconds. When you feel that frantic itch to check your phone, that sudden urge to sell, to buy, or to argue, just wait. A delay is the ultimate proof that you are still a human being. It proves that you are thinking, not just responding to pre-written code. In a world of instant reactions, the man who can wait 10 minutes or 10 hours before acting is a king. By introducing a gap between the stimulus and your response, you become a ghost in their machine. You become a variable that simply doesn't fit the equation. You become unpredictable. And as we know, what the system cannot predict, it can never, ever consume. To survive the coming volatility, you need more than just gold and physical cash. You need cognitive decoupling. Most people today are nothing more than biological machines, humble slaves to a predictable stimulus reaction loop. When the market drops, they panic. When the market rises, they get greedy. Aladdin knows this. In fact, the entire global system depends on it. Your brain is an interface. If you react instantly to the red numbers on a screen, you are part of their code. You are a predictable variable. Decoupling is the elite ability to sever the link between what you see on a terminal and what your hand actually does. It is like watching a raging fire through thick, bulletproof glass. You see the destruction. You see the chaos, but you do not feel the heat. This is your stoic firewall. When your amygdala screams for action, you must train yourself to feel boredom instead of terror. Boredom is your shield. If the AI cannot trigger your emotions, it cannot harvest your assets, but you cannot do this alone. The final layer of ambiguity armor is the formation of a human network, an elite cartel of your own. While the world is being atomized and divided into lonely individuals behind glowing screens, you must do the opposite. You must build high trust, offline relationships. In the world of Aladdin, trust is the only currency that cannot be devalued by a central bank or an algorithmic dump. BlackRock can buy your data. It can buy your browsing history, but it cannot buy the loyalty of a true partner. We are building an economy of handshakes. When the public market panics, a closed network that refuses to sell breaks the AIS math entirely. Your network is not just a social circle. It is your real liquidity. It is your ultimate insurance policy. Together, you are an unreadable network, invisible to the radar. Buy your independence, not your status. The world is rapidly dividing into two distinct categories: those who are digitized and eaten, and those who become a glitch in the code. Freedom begins the very moment Aladdin marks your profile as unpredictable. The world is splitting. You can be digitized and consumed, or you can become the glitch. Look at the rising rents, the falling middle class, the chaos on the news. Don't be a variable in their equation. Be the error that stops the machine. Freedom starts the second the algorithm flags your profile as unreadable. Don't be a variable. Be the glitch.